We spend so much time on the hunt, trying to find that perfect outfit, the perfect recipe, the perfect organizer, the perfect home. What we're actually doing is making ourselves miserable. I have changed many things in my journey to minimalism, but the one thing that has changed is my consumer purchases. In this video, I will share 20 things that I no longer purchase. For more minimalism tips and lifestyle advice, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Make sure to hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I post a video every Friday. I am a reformed shopaholic. Still working on it. I was wired to become dissatisfied with everything, and it's hard not to be with a constant stream of advertisements, consumerism coming at you. This can be through phones, emails, magazines, television, the mail. I was wired to find perfection. After adapting minimalism, I have found many things that are no longer needed or wanted in my life. The key here is this is my list. Minimalism is not about deprivation or owning as little possible as you can. It is about living more meaningfully and intentionally. It is about getting the excess out of the way so you have room for what's really important. There are several things on my list that you might find that are important to you, and that's okay. This is just my list. I no longer purchase seasonal decorations. I used to have several tubs in my attic of Easter decor, Halloween decor, Christmas decor. Now, I still have some Christmas decor. The reason that I have these things is because I find value in it. I like decorating for Christmas. That brings me joy. And so I keep that in my life. I no longer purchase shaving cream and haven't for a really long time. What I have found is that I get the same outcome shaving with just soap. So I no longer go out and purchase a dress for a special occasion. I look at the clothes that I have and I think, could I wear this? Could I repurpose this into something? Because the likelihood that you're going to use it for another one is very small. This is probably one of the first things that I noticed that I no longer needed or wanted when I adapted minimalism 4 years ago. And it was because I pared down the things that I need to carry with me every day. I rarely carry more than 3 or 4 cards with me every single day. And I feel like it weighs me down when I do carry all this stuff with me and I don't really need it or want it. Instead, I think about what I'm going to do for that day. If after work I am going to be running by the ATM to get some cash out, then before I leave the house, I'm going to grab my ATM card. I think about what I'm going to do for that day and I make sure that it is in line with what I want for that day. I can't even remember the last time that I even put a necklace on. I rarely wear bracelets and I rarely wear earrings. To me, the simpler the better. My basic everyday wear is my wedding ring, my Apple Watch, which I don't have that on right now, and that's about it. When I go out to eat or if I'm going somewhere fancy, then I might put on a pair of earrings or a bracelet, but it isn't in my everyday. I do not have a billion phone cases like I used to. I used to change my phone cases like I would change my shoes. And I found a lot of value then with the aesthetic appeal of my phone case. Now I have 3 phone cases and they all are a function for me. I no longer purchase makeup wipes. Now, I do still buy cotton pads. However, I am waiting for my package of reusable cotton pads. I don't find the need for makeup wipes anymore. I have gotten into a really good routine of washing my face at night, making sure all of my makeup's off, and I find for me, makeup wipes are just wasteful. I used to be a magazine fanatic. I had all sorts of subscriptions, Cosmopolitan, In Style, Vogue. I used to have so many magazine subscriptions, and I have found over the years that I find the same value and the same kind of content that I'm looking for in magazines online. I love technology. I love technology, and this is very hard for me to not be okay with getting the next version of a phone. However, I have gotten into the pattern of only when my phone is broken, only when my phone is needed, then that's when I can get a new phone. And I have to kind of remind myself that sometimes, because when you see a shiny new object, and especially something that I love so much, it's hard not to think, oh, I want that new shiny thing. So I have to remind myself sometimes, this is challenging for me, that is there anything wrong with the phone that you're using? And if I can't say yes, then what is the purpose and what is the need of buying that phone? That's difficult for me. This is really tricky because everybody has a different life and everybody sees things very differently. When I'm talking about just in case items, this can range any possible way. It could be that I'm hanging on to an extra spatula just in case I might need it one day. Or, you know what, I'm gonna hang on to that turkey baster just in case one day I decide to make a turkey. Those are the items that you want to be really careful about because you're hanging on to something that you have no intention of using. Things like batteries and Band-Aids, those are things that we don't need in our everyday life. However, to me, those are just for when, meaning I have these at hand for when I need them. I do know at some point I'm going to need a Band-Aid. I can say that. I do know at some point I'm going to need batteries. I can't say that about the turkey baster that I haven't used in 6 years, but I'm hanging on to it just in case one day I decide to make a turkey. Those kind of things I no longer hang on to. I do not buy cookbooks anymore because we have this thing called the internet. Yeah, I don't need it anymore. I think that cookbooks are amazing for those that are very visual. While I am a very visual person, I get just as much value in looking for it online and not having the clutter of cookbooks. This took a long time because my husband still liked bottled water at the house. And it took a really long time to transition him, but there's no need for it. Yes, it is really nice to grab a bottle of water on the way out. However, it is very wasteful and it costs money. I am a big proponent for bringing your own water jugs, doing the reusable route. And so I have invested in some really nice mugs, some really nice things. And I have not, maybe in the last 3 years, I've probably used maybe 5 water bottles, like bottles of water. And they just were very circumstantial, but I no longer bring bottled water into my home. Now, I've never been a belt person, so this is really hard for me because I have always pushed against belts. Growing up, I hated belts. I hated tucking my shirt in. Oh, I mean, it's like you were massacring me. It was the same thing. And however, there were some times that I did buy belts over my early adulthood. I don't have any belts. I don't find the value in belts. I don't like tucking my shirts in, so I do not have a need to buy or wear belts. Now, what I mean by this is inspiration. And I don't know if I'm the only person that does this, but when you're in a store and you're like, oh my gosh, that shirt is so cute, but it's a little small. You buy it, and again, I don't know if everybody does this, but I've been known to do this a couple times. You buy it thinking, you know what? This is gonna give me really good motivation to lose some weight. Maybe not 50 pounds, but it'll give me some really good motivation to lose maybe about 5 pounds. And then this shirt's gonna look fantastic on me. Well, I used to do this. I did. What can I say? I don't do that anymore. If it does not fit my body right now, then I'm not gonna spend my money on it. There's no point in buying something that is not practical or useful in your life right now. So my husband and I have kind of adapted this early on in our marriage. We have really not ever bought each other gifts for our anniversary. We have more invested our time and money in spending time with each other. Yes, we do the obligatory going out to eat and exchanging cards, and we like that. But giving somebody a gift when we are so fortunate to be able to be together, we're very fortunate to be able to purchase what we want when we want, not crazy, but like a little bit. And so that gift mentality really kind of doesn't do it for us. I love flowers. I love getting flowers. I think they're beautiful. However, it's very hard for me to buy flowers for myself. I used to do this a lot where I would go to my local grocery store, and when you walk in, there's usually the floral department right there, and you see these beautiful bouquets, and you're like, oh my gosh, that would look amazing on my kitchen counter or in the middle of my kitchen table. And I would buy those, and then they would die. And while I found a lot of value in them while they were alive, it felt very wasteful afterwards. Now, I still give flowers as gifts or congratulations, but as far as buying myself flowers for my own home, I don't do that anymore. I do not have any throw pillows on my bed. I think they're wasteful. There is nothing more beautiful than just a bed sheet, a comforter, and the pillows, whether they're underneath the comforter or they're on top of the comforter, it doesn't matter. There's nothing more simplistic about that. Now, on my couches in my living room, I do have throw pillows. However, I bought those like 10 years ago. I do not, actually, if it was up to me, I would have no pillows on my couch, but I'm not the only person that lives here, so I kind of have to remember that. But I no longer buy throw pillows or decor. I find value in simplistic surfaces, in clean surfaces, and that's about it. I used to own a lot of scarves. I loved the clothing effect of it. I loved the way it looked, and I don't really find value in them anymore. I actually got rid of all of my scarves except for one. And here's the reality. I've only worn it one time. And so I have to look at that and say, am I okay keeping this? I hope you enjoyed this video of me talking about the things that I no longer buy. Do you have anything in your life that you no longer purchase? Comment down below. And check out these different aspects of minimalism and simple living. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Hey. No.
What are you doing?